guys, it's me, and today I decided to do a video on college advice along with some tips and tricks that you might want to carry with you into your new semester of school. So because I have been in college for quite some time, I figured it would be appropriate for me to share my thoughts and opinions and feelings and just some general ideas on college life. These are just some topics that I have written down in no specific order, no specific setting or anything. It's just here, so I'm just going to talk to you guys about it and give you guys some advice. Okay, here we go. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you about was health. Above all, your health should always be your number one priority, not only in college life but as well as in your regular life. The first thing that comes along with health is sleep. When you're in college, you are not going to get 8 hours of sleep a night. You think you might be able to, but you will not, and I'm telling you this right now, just a heads up. So because of that, try to sleep as much as you can, even if it's a little nap on the train, or if it's like a nap, you know, an hour or two nap between classes or anything like that. If you're staying on campus, you know, just try to get your sleep where you can, because sleep is very important and your brain needs to sleep. If you don't sleep, your brain gets fried. Same thing with food. Your brain gets fried if it doesn't get food or if it is getting bad food. So another thing I want to talk about in regards to health is like the freshman 15. I never gained a freshman 15 because I didn't go away for college. So I never stayed on a dorm, so I never gained any weight. But you can also gain weight, I guess, if you stay in your state too. But I just didn't do that because I didn't eat bad stuff. So in order to avoid that, you're going to be up all night studying, and you're probably going to get hungry around like 1, 2 in the morning, and you're going to want to snack on a lot of stuff. Don't snack on bad foods. Instead of chips, get fruit. And it might be like more expensive, even if your school cafeteria, what is this, high school? Your school, what do you call the food place? Whatever, I'm going to call it cafeteria. The school cafeteria, your college cafeteria, they probably have like a wide variety of foods, so you don't always have to get like the chocolate chip cookie. You can get like an apple or something like that to substitute it. But my main point is your health is number one, and it should be your number one priority. And sometimes when you're in college and you're busy with a lot of other things, your health might be put on the back burner as far as sleep and food and exercise goes. But just try to get it in. Even if you can, like an hour or two a day, go for a run, go for a jog. It sounds really hard, but it's really not. It's really easy if you just put it into your schedule. Second thing, time management. Let's talk about time management. Time management is a really big thing in college because you have to organize your time. You need time for your friends, you need time for homework, you need time to work, you need time to sleep, you need time for all these things. So time management is going to take a big chunk out of your college life and stuff like that. So just try to make sure your schedule is set. As far as school schedule goes, try not to overload yourself with classes. So if you want to take like 6 classes just to get them out of the way, but they're really long and you're going to be in school for a really long time, like, you might not want to do that, especially if you're working. If you feel like you can handle 6 classes, then by all means go for it. But honestly, I personally would rather I take 4 classes and get 4 A's than take 6 classes and get like 6 B's and C's. You know what I'm saying? So just try to do that, and try to organize your schedule and organize your work schedule, and just try to make everything fit so that you don't have anything overlapping and you're not rushing to get from point A to point B all the time. So time management's a really big thing. Set your alarms. That's why we have cell phones. That's why we have iPads, all that stuff. You can set your alarms so you can get to places on time. Get a calendar so you can make appointments on time, things like that, and just try to make a set schedule for yourself. Okay, so the next thing is your major. Do not feel pressured into picking your major right away. Your school will pressure you into it, your parents will pressure you into it, and honestly, people graduate with their major and they end up changing their mind anyway. There was like some study that said like 48% of people end up changing their mind about what they want to do anyway. So it's really not that serious, especially your first year. My first year I did like liberal arts, and then I decided to do education, and I just recently switched over to English. So you can change your major as many times as you want. It is a little bit tedious because you want to like keep the same classes, but just think about it. There's no rush. Don't rush yourself and don't pressure yourself into thinking I need a major, I need a major. Don't do it. Just follow through with it, go with the flow, see what you like, feel everything out, do some research, and just do what you like. You don't want to go into a major that you don't like and then you regret it and then you're like upset, you know? So yeah. The next thing I wanted to talk about was classwork. Well, the whole class setting in general, as far as organization, professors, things like that. Okay, so basically, do not be afraid to talk to your professor. That's number one. The professor's there to help you. It's college. It's their job to help you. So you can ask, feel free to email them, feel free to call them. I can't even talk, that's so much to say. Blech. Okay. Feel free to email them, feel free to call them. That's why on their syllabus they have a bunch of contact information, because they're open to you. And it is college, it's not high school, it's not middle school, it's college. Everybody's an adult, you're an adult, they're an adult, so you're on the same level. So, you know, you speak to them in a certain way, you approach them a certain way, and they'll come back to you with the same amount of respect as an adult. So just again, don't be afraid of your professors. They're there to help you, and you know, they want to make sure you get an A as well as you do. So when it comes to organization with classwork, just try to keep your things separate. You don't want to be jumbled and all over the place. You don't want like philosophy work here and then like English work here and like math work here. It's just frustrating for you, and it's also frustrating for when you want to study and when you want to get your stuff together. It's just a hot mess. You don't want to end up taking the wrong book to class. It's just not worth it. So just try to organize your notes and organize your files. Even if you take notes on a laptop or an iPad, try to organize your files that way. It'll be a lot less tedious for you. I don't really recommend binders because binders can be kind of messy, but if you can keep your binder neat and organized, then by all means go for it. Notebooks are also great as well. I personally like the 5 subject notebooks because you can just put a bunch of stuff in there and carry one book around with you all day. So that's that. The next thing I wanted to talk about was money. Money, we all like money. Money is a big thing in college, and everyone deals with like being the broke college student. Like, you know, you can't go out as much, you can't do as many things or whatever. Personally, I'm super thankful that I'm able to, you know, do what I have to do, and I can work and I can afford everything that I have. But, you know, some people can't. So there are tons of websites where you can go online to look for books. I know I go on Amazon personally for my books. I know there's a bunch of other websites you can go on for books. I'll leave some in the description box down below. But yeah, you can go online for books. I recommend not checking your school bookstore unless it's a book that only your school makes or it's written by your specific professor. You probably won't need to go to your school bookstore unless you really want the book right then and there. Most professors will give you a little bit of leniency. They'll want it by like the 2nd or 3rd class, which is totally fine. It gives you time to get it online and, order it for it to be shipped out and everything like that. So that's fine. Also, don't spend too much money on like supplies and all that stuff. Like, just try to spend as least money as you can as possible, especially if you're not working. If you're not working, I really recommend you watch your money. You know, just try to like party for free, or don't party at all, or you know, don't go out as much, or do what you have to do. Just try to budget your money the right way. It's going to be kind of hard to budget your money, especially being a college student, but you can try your best. The only things you really should be spending your money on is in college. I can't talk. Oh my gosh. I have so many ideas in my head and it's just like not coming out right. But food, because you don't want to eat crap while you're in school. Your social life, because you do want to invest in that. Not too much, honestly, because it's not that serious, But you know, once a week you might want to go out for pizza with your friends or something, whatever. We all are human. And books. Books, you probably will end up getting your money back for them anyway at the end of the semester, so to spend money on it is not really a big thing. Yeah, okay. Next, I want to talk about extracurricular activities, meaning like parties, sororities, fraternities, all that good stuff. Yeah, my opinion on that, and also like athletics or like teams or clubs or whatever. My opinion on it, well, my advice on it actually is like, first of all, it's not high school. You're not gonna, like, after this, you're not gonna apply to like a college where they want to see all your like extracurriculars and stuff like that. You know, it's not that serious. It's never that serious. If you don't have time for it, then don't do it. You don't feel like you're forced to join like this club or this team or whatever. Like, don't do it if you don't want to. But you know, like I said, if you have time and if it's something that you're really into, then by all means go for it. If you love basketball and you really want to do it, then go for it, you know. But don't make it your priority. Don't feel like you have to totally do anything. When it comes to sororities, for the girls, fraternities for the boys, I think it's really all personal opinion. I have my own opinions on that stuff, but I don't really want to get into that. Personally, it's not for me, but there are people who are really into that stuff. Also, just make sure that you have time for it, and just be careful, because the hazing is a little bit ridiculous. I think it's not that serious. It was never that serious. I hear like horror stories of like people getting hazed and what they have to do and stuff like that. It's just like kind of like a power trip that like a lot of the older people in the like groups or whatever like kind of have over the new people, which I think is a little bit dumb to me. But again, that's my personal opinion. But it's up to you if you want to do it. Just be careful and be safe, and just make sure you're not getting into anything sketchy, because a lot of people like to fuck with you. Sorry, but they do. So just be careful. The last thing when it comes to extracurriculars is partying. College is awesome. Parties are awesome. I personally love partying all the time. I love dancing, having a good time with my friends, whatever. But everything in moderation, everything in moderation. Too much of anything is not good. Trust me, I know. So just be careful. Also with like I said, just be careful with the partying. Don't feel like you have to go to every party every weekend, because I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of parties every single weekend. Like, hey, do you want to go out? Do you want to go out? Honestly, the party is gonna be there next week. Basically, the parties will always be there. Just, if you need to sleep, sleep. If you want to stay in, stay in. You don't feel pressured to go to every single party that you're invited to. It's never that serious. Never that serious, okay? And the last two big things I want to talk about. First thing is help. Like I said before, don't be afraid to ask anyone for help in regards to your professor. But I'm also talking about your parents, your siblings, your friends. Like, don't be afraid to ask for help. I even need help sometimes, just in general. Like, I get overwhelmed and I'm like, Mom, like, hey, like so-and-so's going on. Chances are someone older than you has been through it. They don't mind helping you. It's not a problem. You can even ask an upperclassman to help you out if you're feeling a little stressed or overwhelmed. Just don't be afraid to ask for help. You're human. You're only one person. Don't feel the need to do everything yourself. You're not Superman, you know? So asking for help is never a big deal. So don't even like stress it. And the last thing that I wanted to say is, I actually forgot what the second thing was, but I'm just gonna say this. Have fun. You're in college. You're probably gonna remember college a lot more than you will remember high school. I know I will. So, I mean, just have fun, make the most of it, make friends, you know, and it's college, so your main focus in college is your studies. I know here in America, college is super ridiculous, like expensive. So you might want to put your schoolwork ahead of like friends and all that other stuff on the back burner. So yeah, just have fun, enjoy it, don't feel pressured, and don't stress. Don't stress. That's what I was going to say. Do not stress. stress. I know it's hard not to stress, and everyone stresses out sometimes, granted, because we are human. But honestly, do not stress. Stress makes you fat, gives you gray hair, and gives you wrinkles. Do you want any of that? No. So try not to stress. Okay, so this is a really long video, which I really don't mind because I just said everything I needed to say, and I'm happy about that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you soon. Be sure to check out all the links down below. I really like interacting with you guys, but you guys don't like interacting with me. So I don't know how that's gonna work, but I can try. And yeah, that's it. I'm gonna let you guys go, and I'll talk to you soon.